Good morning, children. Last time we had read about the large intestine, its various parts. Today we are going to do its functions. The large intestine secretes no enzymes and it absorbs much water but very little digested food from the contents, which mainly consists of undigested material. After much water is absorbed, the contents become semi-solid phases and which pass into the rectum. So when water is absorbed, the undigested food material changes into semi-solid phases and passes into the rectum and are expelled at intervals. And the expulsion of the undigested remains of the food from the alimentary canal is called defecation. And these phases are normally composed of nearly 75% water, 25% solid matter, which consists of 30% dead bacteria, 10 to 20% fats, and 2 to 3% proteins, and 30% roughage. And the bad odor of the phases is due to the bacterial action. So this is about the functions of the large intestine. Next we come over to the assimilation of food. And this assimilation of food is the conversion of the absorbed digested food into the body material. The foods digested and absorbed by the gut are transported in two ways. Number one, through hepatic portal system and through lymphatic system. So the food which is digested is absorbed in two ways. One is through the hepatic portal system and another through lymphatic system. And hepatic portal system, actually the vein carries the blood from the stomach and intestine to the liver. And the lymphatic system comprises of the lymph nodes, lymph vessels. And simple sugars and amino acids, vitamins and minerals, etc. are carried to the liver by the hepatic portal vein. The liver converts any excess of glucose or other simple sugars into insoluble glycogen, which is stored in it temporarily. And this process is known as the glycogenesis, that is the conversion of the glucose to glycogen in the liver. And when needed, the liver reconverts the glycogen into glucose again, and this process is known as the glycogenolysis and put it back into the blood circulation. And again that glucose is put back into the blood circulation, and the glucose is required in the body tissue as a source of energy in cellular respiration and also in the synthesis of certain compounds. Then the amino acids. These amino acids circulate in the body and they serve as a body building block of the proteins. So they are the building blocks of proteins and they circulate in the blood, and the amino acids cannot be stored in the body. Any excess of amino acids are broken down in the liver by the process of deamination into the nitrogen containing amino group, which is removed and is converted into ammonia for excretion. So excess of the amino acids, they are converted into urea and are excreted out, and the remaining part forms glucose, which can be utilized by the body. Next is the fatty acid and glycerol. It is absorbed by the gut and are transported mainly through the intestinal villi and lymphatic system. So absorbed by the intestine transported through the intestinal villi and lymphatic system, and the thoracic duct of the lymphatic system empties into large vein carrying blood to the heart. And this thoracic duct empties its content into the large vein, that is the posterior vena cava, which carries the blood to the heart. Some fats are used in the synthesis of certain compounds in the body cells, and excess quantity are deposited chiefly below the skin. And if excess of fats are there, then they get deposited beneath the skin as subcutaneous fat or around certain visceral organs. Visceral organs are the organs which are present in the abdomen in small quantity. So, beneath the skin or around the visceral organs, the extra amount of fats get deposited. Next, we come over to liver. Liver is the largest gland of the body, weighing about 1500 gram on an average, and it is reddish brown in organ, located in the upper right side of the abdomen, just below the diaphragm. So upper right side of the abdomen. Abdomen is the lower part of the body cavity. Just below the diaphragm it is placed. See, children, the location of the organs which are given, you should learn. Next, we come over to the function of the liver other than production of bile. So liver produces bile, and some other functions are also performed by liver. Number 1, controls the blood sugar level. It regulates the blood sugar by retaining excess of glucose received as product of carbohydrate digestion from the intestine and storing it as glycogen. So liver is the one which stores excess of glucose in the form of glycogen and again releases glucose whenever it is required by breaking down of that glycogen into glucose. Then control of amino acid level. Excess amino acids are broken to remove the nitrogenous parts. So excess of the amino acids, they are broken, and then a nitrogen part, that is the deamination, takes place, producing urea and sugar. Urea is eliminated or excreted from the body, and sugar is utilized for metabolism. Next is synthesis of fetal red blood cells. The red blood cells, they are produced in the liver when in embryonic stages, and in adult these red blood cells, they are produced in the bone marrow. Then storage. Liver stores iron, copper and several vitamins like A and D. Liver even does detoxification. It detoxifies substances including drugs and alcohol. So any toxic material which we take with food, that is detoxified, and even the drugs and alcohols are detoxified here. Then production of fibrinogen and prothrombin, which are used in blood clotting. So even liver produces fibrinogen and prothrombin, which helps in clotting of blood. Liver even produces heparin, an anticoagulant. Anticoagulant means which stops the blood from clotting. And liver even helps in producing heat by cellular metabolism, and regulation of blood volume by acting as a temporary store of excess water. So even it regulates the volume of blood by maintaining the or by acting as a temporary store house of excess water. And liver excretes toxic and metallic poisons, and destruction of the dead RBCs also takes place in the liver. So if anybody is dies and is suspected that he's murdered by poisoning, then the postmortem report of the liver, if in the liver the poison is present, it shows that the person died because of poisoning. So this much for today.